Welcome to Pro Tool Reviews. What I have for you today is a partial collection of Flex's new cordless nailers. What we have to look at is a 23 gauge pin nailer, a 16 gauge angled finish nailer, an 18 gauge narrow crown stapler, 15 gauge angled finish nailer, and a 3/8 inch stapler. While this isn't every tool in the collection, this gives you a good idea of what's coming. Let's take a closer look at each one of these. So the first nailer we're going to look at is this 3/8 inch stapler. Looks pretty good. Feels pretty good. Rubber overmold. We do have a depth of drive adjustment wheel right on the back of the tool with a clear window to show us exactly what we're doing with those staples. That's nice, very visual. Got a plus minus so you know which way to turn that wheel. And it's actually very easy to manipulate with just one hand. So you can see I can move it with my thumb. So you can kind of make changes on the fly. It does have a belt hook. Have somewhere to suspend the tool when you're not using it. It has rubber overmold as well, so if you're setting the tool down on a surface, you actually don't have any hard pieces of the tool touching your work material. Nice little add-on there. We do have a magazine. It's all metal. Open the magazine, just squeeze, pull back, and we have staple tray right here. Drop those in. This will accept staples 1/4 inch up to 9/16, so you got a good range of staples. And you do have a little guard right here too as well, so if you want to have the staples not drive flush, you can click this on there, and then it's not going to drive them flush. I'll show you how that works in just a second. And what they're claiming is 5,000 staples on one 2.5 amp hour battery. That's a lot of staples. We do have dual LED illumination, as you can see. So now we're illuminating from both sides. So now we should be able to see pretty easily where we're going to be placing those staples. Now, as far as use, let's give it a shot. All right, it's driving almost flush. Let's see if we can't get this a little better here. I'll go ahead and turn this adjustment wheel. There we go. Yeah, it's driving those staples flush. Now, if I click this little guy on, what this will allow me to do is keep the staple proud. Roughly a 1/16 of an inch. So maybe if you're stapling insulation up, you're not going to break through the paper if you use this. So this tool could be had for $129 for a bare tool and $279 as a kit, and it comes with one 2.5 amp hour battery, a charger, and a bag. Since we're still talking about staplers, here's the 18 gauge 1/4 inch narrow crown stapler. Pretty compact looking tool here. As I look around, see rubber overmold, really nice rubber overmold grip, really good purchase on here. Your hands aren't going to slip around at all. Really ample belt hook. Should be able to hook that on your tool belt or your belt without any issue. And as I look at it, there's something really interesting. I have this really nifty depth of fire control. So rather than a knob that you would normally spin with your thumb, this has this lever, and as you can see as I move it in and out, the tip moves in and out, therefore allowing you to have different depths of drive. Also, if you notice right here, I have spare tips, so if this tip is to wear out, I can pop it off, or if it falls off, I have 2 replacements that are located right here on the tool, right on the magazine. As far as loading staples, well, one more thing too. Obviously, your staples will load into here into the magazine. I have some narrow crown staples here, drop those in, close our magazine, and positive closing there. You have a window on the side here so you can clearly see how many staples you have left, and it actually even marks out. I have 100 staples, and as I use it, you'll see 100, 80, 60, 40, 20. It does have a dry fire lockout, so you won't damage the tool in the event that you get to the end of your staples. This will do 2,200 staples on one charge of a 2.5 amp hour battery, which is the battery that comes in the kit. Does have tool-free jam clearing as well, because when I open this, it gives you full exposure to your firing mechanism up inside of here, so you'll be able to pull out whatever damaged staples in there and be up and running again without issue. So inside of here, inside of the trigger area, I have an on button. So in order to operate the tool, I actually have to turn it on. So hold the button down, the on button, and then it gives me 2 modes. I have a single fire mode, and then I have a multi-fire mode. We'll start with single fire mode. Obviously that would be push in the tip, pull the trigger, it'll fire 1 staple. And there we go. We have a triple LED nightlight, or flashlight. So we have 1, 2, 3. So really fantastic illumination of our workpiece, our work area where we're going to be firing staples. Let's give it a shot. That's really burying them in there. So let's pull those back just a little bit. There we go. So the claim is 3 staples per second, which is pretty quick. Let's go ahead and switch it to bump mode or multi-fire mode. And I'm going to hold the trigger and just bump the tip and see what we get. Well, there you have it. Actually, claiming 3 seconds, 3 nails per second, I think it can deliver for sure. This can be had for $349 in a kit form. It comes with 1 battery and a charger in a bag. Next up, we have the 23 gauge pin nailer. Pretty compact, metal magazine, rubber overmold, safety trigger and your main firing trigger. And let's see here. The magazine opens by just depressing this button right here. Allows you to slide it down. And it looks like we have a tool-free jam clearing, and also when I peel off this little extra rubber tip here, I can open this up, clear a jam if I have to, but also opening this up exposes my depth of fire for my nails. So you just spin this wheel and get that depth of fire adjustment. So what's to note though is you don't have to remove the tip to get to your depth of fire. So it's right up inside of there. What's nice about that is there's no way to have that move while you're in the middle of a project, changing that depth of fire. And it does come with a spare tip, so should you lose the tip that's on here, you do have another one integrated into the base of the magazine right here. So as far as nails go, we get 3,300 shots with 1 battery. So that's a lot of nails. We do have a dry fire lockout as well. If you notice, I'm pulling the trigger and nothing's happening. Good safety feature, both for the tool and for protecting your workpiece. So in order to put nails in, I'm just going to drop them in here. I'm going to put this in the shortest section, as these are only 3/4 inch long. This will accept 5/8 up to 1.5 inch pin nails, and now we're loaded. You do have inside of the magazine also a spot right here where you can see how many nails you have left. So this gives you an idea, just loaded in these nails, and you can see them through the window. So let's give this a couple fires and shots and see what you have. So these are standing a little proud, so I'm going to go ahead and sink this in a little bit deeper. And as you can see, you got your depth of adjustment wheel right here. I'm going to spin it in this direction to get those nails to sit a little deeper. And we'll try that again. There we go. So this nailer fires nearly as fast as I pull the trigger. A little bit of a ramp up, or at least a little bit of that motor mechanism working. You can hear it. But quick nonetheless. This can be had for $199 as a bare tool, $279 as a kit with a battery, a charger, and a bag. What we have here is a 16 gauge 20-degree angled finish nailer. Good option where you get a good fastener with a smaller head. So it's a good choice for doing my casing and baseboard trim. Looking at this, we have good rubber overmold all over the place. So when we set that tool down, it's not going to damage any surfaces. You have a nice large belt hook. It is reversible, so I can put it on this side as well, depending on which hand you might be favoring. We have an on-off button down here, so we can turn this on and also adjust our single fire or bump mode. And up on the top, we have a tool-free jam clearing. So just flip this lever up, and all of a sudden now you have access to your firing mechanism and anything that might be bent or jammed up inside of there to remove it. Coming around on the side, one of the things I really like on the other tools that we saw so far is it's just finger adjustment for your depth of cut, or I'm sorry, your depth of fire. So just turn that and you're going to send the nail to whatever depth you need it to go to. Does come with a tip and spare tips up here. These are disposable, usable, and they will wear out, so you have spare ones on hand, which is nice to protect your workpiece as you're working. And as far as loading the magazine, this is a rear load magazine. So you take your nails, which actually you can use nails anywhere from 1.25 up to 2.5, so a wide range of fasteners. Insert that in the bottom, pull back, and send it home, and you're ready to go. If you need to change nails out, that's easy as well. Just pull back this little lever right here, nails slide back, and you just slide them out the base. So it lets you change nails really easily on the fly. We can do 1,500 nails on a single charge. That's with a 2.5 amp hour battery, which is what comes in the kit. That's nice too. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Hit our on button. And we have triple LED lights on this as well. So now, again, we can see up into our workspace really, really nicely. Very well illuminated, not a whole lot of shadows from any direction. So let's give it a shot. We go single fire first, and then we'll switch to bump mode. Claiming 3 nails per second. Those are sending those pretty deep. Oh, of course they are. I have it to the max depth. Let's move that up a little bit. Still pretty deep. Let's go back a little more. There we go. Now we're just under the surface. And switching this to a bump mode. This is where I hold the tip down and just hold the trigger back, and we'll let it do its thing. So there you have it. This tool can be had for $299 as a bare tool and $379 as a kit that comes with a 2.5 amp hour battery, charger, and a bag. So the last tool in my lineup today is a 15 gauge nailer. This finish nailer, yes, it's a little larger than the other ones, but it actually feels pretty balanced in my hand. Again, got nice rubber overmold, different pads all around the tool, protect your work surface, protect the tool when you set it down. Large belt hook, is reversible. I can put it on the other side of the tool or keep it on the side it came installed on. We do have a plastic magazine, but it feels pretty rigid. It is nice and open, which will allow me to see how many fasteners I have left in there. It is also a rear load, so we'll load the nails from the rear. It does have a toolless jam clearing, so just like the 16 gauge, flip the lever, pull back, and you have access to see what's going on up inside of here in the event that you have a jam. Close it, just engage the front section here and pull back on the latch. Kind of getting used to this, the thumb adjustment, depth adjustment here has very solid dedent points where it should stay set to whatever level you set that at. It does come with replaceable tips, so there's one already installed, but it does have additional tips up on the base of the magazine. So we turn the tool on, we can set our single shot or multi shot selector here just by clicking this button. As you can see, the LED light changes. And this also has your triple LED work lights. So again, well illuminated tip. As you can see, it's pretty narrow tip as well. You have good sight lines, so you're not going to have any issue being able to see where you're trying to set those nails in your workpiece. And as far as nails go, this is accepts nails 1.25 inch all the way up to 2.5 inch. And this is a rear load, so we push these in from the back side, feed this up through. It is a little stiff because it's new. Get up in there. There we go. And then once the nails are up in there, we pull back and we're ready to go. Removing the nails is the same, just pull back right here. This slides forward and it allows me to loosen those nails up inside of there and slide these out. What's nice, as you can see, this magazine is wide open, so we have a really good idea of how many nails are left. It does have a dry, a no nail lockout, so when we get to the point where there's no nails, it will lock you out so you can't dry fire the tool, protects your tool and your workpiece. And let's go ahead and give this a shot. Let's turn this on the edge, as these are a lot longer nails. These are 2.5 inch nails that I'm using right now. So here we go. Does hit with pretty good authority here. It is driving pretty deep as well. These are 2.5 inch nails into yellow pine. And what I'm going to do next is switch this to bump mode, claiming 3 nails per second. So here we go. So you get 1,200 shots per charge. These could be had for $299 for a bare tool, $379 in a kit with a battery, charger, and a bag. So I was really excited to show you these new nailers from Flex. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. They have other nailers as well, including framers and other finish nailers, so you'd be able to do whatever you need to do from framing to finish. These are a good choice if you've already bought into the Flex platform as well. These are definitely capable, but even if you don't have Flex tools, these are a good start. I would definitely recommend these as they come with a lot of little features that make them really nice to use. We'd love to hear your thoughts on these nailers. Do you use Flex tools? What do you think about Flex tools? Leave us a comment below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do so you don't miss out on any of these reviews. And as always, thanks for watching.